بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله النبي الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, in his authentic sunnah, he told us on many different occasions, and it's narrated by many different companions through many different chains of narration, that he said words like, "Be different from the polytheists, trim your mustaches and let your beards grow." Or, "Trim your mustaches and let your beards grow, let them flow, be different from the polytheists." So we see that it's a direct command and also a prohibition from the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we should trim our mustaches and we should not shave our beards, rather we should allow our beards to grow. And it is a form of identification of the Muslim man and a form of differentiation for the Muslim man between him and those people who worship others besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If there was a room full of 1,000 people, a big room, and there were 1,000 people in there, you would hope to be able to pick out the Muslim man simply from his appearance, because he is adorned with a beard. And my dear brothers and sisters, beards are beautiful. All of the prophets and messengers, the best of creation, all of them, they had full flowing beards. All of them had full flowing beards. Yusuf alayhi salatu salam, the one who he was so beautiful that those women, as is mentioned in Surah Yusuf, that those women, they said he can't be a man, he is a noble angel. And when they were looking at him, they were so amazed by his beauty that they cut their own hands. They were cutting fruit. He walked into the room and they were so mesmerized by his beauty that they cut through the fruit, but at the same time they carried on cutting and they cut their own hands. This is how beautiful he was. He had a beard. All of the prophets and messengers had a beard. My dear brothers, this is something which is obligatory upon a Muslim man, that he needs to let his beard grow. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Hashr in the Quran that whatever the messenger gives you, then take it, and whatever he forbids you from, then abstain from it. There are many different narrations where the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam commanded us to allow our beards to grow, and he forbade us from shaving our beards, and he commanded us to trim our mustaches. This is one of the identifying factors of the Muslim man, and there is scholarly consensus. All of the scholars of Islam, they have agreed in righteousness that this is obligatory for a Muslim man to have a beard. And the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't say trim your mustaches and trim your beards down until you have stubble. Rather, he commanded us to allow and to leave our beards to flow, leave them to grow. What's the difference between a lioness and a lion? What is apparent, the lion, it has a full mane, and the lioness doesn't have a mane. Likewise, my dear brothers and sisters, what's the difference between the man and the woman? One of the apparent differences is that the man should have a full flowing beard. It's one of the beautifying factors of a man. It's something which makes or adds to his manliness. And my dear brothers, think about it. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had commanded us to shave every single day, we wouldn't shave. We'd say, oh, it's too difficult, I want to grow my hair, it's too much hassle, it takes me half an hour or 15 minutes in the morning to foam up my face and put that razor over my face. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded you, and the Messenger alayhi salam commanded you to leave your beard. Do you want to grow a beard? What do you need to do? The answer is nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing and you will be rewarded. Do nothing and you will be following the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Grow your beard, my dear brother, because it adds to your manliness, and in not doing so, you are sinning. Every single day that you foam your face up and then you pass that blade over your face, you're imitating the women, you're imitating the mushrikeen, and you are going against the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You are going against the practice of all of the men from amongst the companions. You are going against the appearance of all of the prophets and messengers. You are going against the natural fitrah, the natural condition which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a man upon. So my dear brothers and sisters, we need to understand that beard is beautiful. It beautified all of the prophets and messengers. It beautified all of the companions. It beautified all of the scholars of Islam, and it needs to adorn and beautify our faces as well. So if you want to follow the sunnah, if you want to avoid sinning, if you want to follow the way of all of the prophets and messengers, then allow your beard to grow and let it flow. Let it flow and let that lion's mane adorn your face. Because if you don't, then you are imitating the women, and there's no difference between you and the lioness. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq to follow the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And my brother, if you want to let your beard grow, then do nothing. Let it grow, and it will grow by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the beard is beautiful, but is it beautifying your face right now? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best ultimately. We ask Allah to guide us to that which pleases Him. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.